Hi, and thank you for joining me today. For any of you that have been with us here in Bangkok or maybe following us online recently, you've probably heard us talking about the roof project we've had going for the church. Our roof was old and starting to leak in several places, and so we have had to replace the entire roof for all of our church facility. And of course, that's a very big job, but it's been fascinating to watch as the roofers have come in and we're switching over from a fiber tile that's a common type of roofing material here in Thailand, and we're switching over to metal sheets that are actually the full length of each side, going from the top of the A-frame down to the edge of the church. So each one is a full section of metal, and with less seams and with it being metal, we should have a much better roof that will last longer and protect us. But I have enjoyed watching this company as they have done the work, because they have done a very good job of keeping us informed of their work. Early on, they would take pictures from up on the roof to show us what they were doing. But as they were nearing the completion, they took a drone and flew it up above the church so that we could get a different perspective. The drone is able to show us what you can't see from the ground. It goes up above the church, flies around, and gets all the different angles that they want, and then it comes back down. But those pictures are downloaded to the computer and then, of course, sent to us. But the great thing about it is it gives such a different perspective that we can see things from that perspective that we didn't see from the ground. And as I thought about it this week while I was preparing to do another devotional on the Bible as God's Word and how powerful and practical that is, it dawned on me that the Bible does exactly what that drone did for looking at the church roof. The Bible gives us a perspective that we don't see otherwise. Without the Bible, we are not able to make decisions that are as sound and wise as we are with it. And that's exactly what Psalm 119, 105 tells us. It says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet and a light on my path." And I have enjoyed that verse for a long time because it reminds me of those old kerosene lamps, and I'm a fan of those. But the kerosene lamp has a very different type of light than, say, a spotlight, because a spotlight can shine into the distance and show you what is there way ahead of you. But the kerosene lamp shows what's right around you for your next step or two. And see, with the spotlight, while you're looking into the area way away from you, you may not see the hazard that you're about to step into or trip over. But with the kerosene lamp, though I can't see far away, I can see to stay safe for my next few steps. And that's exactly what God does for us with the Bible. God does not tell us a lot about the future. He tells us some, but we don't know what's going to happen in our future. And we have to trust God for that. But as we come to the Bible and study God's truth that's in the Bible, it's like that kerosene lamp that as we make important decisions in life, I can take that next step in my life in confidence, knowing I'm making the right choice because I have studied God's Word, I have prayed to God about it, and God is giving me direction and leadership to make a good, sound decision. Now, I like what James adds to that, because James gives a very practical application to this whole idea of trying to make wise choices in life. Here's what James says in James chapter 1, verse 5. "Now, if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to all generously and ungrudgingly, and it will be given to him." And so the idea is that in life, we're going to face a lot of times that we just don't know what to do, and we struggle with that. Of course, for me, I know when that happens, I start to worry and I start to try to figure things out. I might go talk to people, go do some research, try lots of different things. But the best thing we can do from the beginning is to read God's Word and go to God Himself and ask Him for help. Ask Him to give us the wisdom to make the right decision. And the great thing is, God promises to help us. Now, again, I won't make that perfect decision every time because I just don't have perfect understanding. But the general flow of life becomes so much better as we make those decisions based on God's truth and seeking God's leadership. And so my point this week is that as we continue to think about the Bible and how much it helps us in daily life, that it's like the drone, that the drone gives us a different perspective to view things from. And that's exactly what the Bible does. The Bible helps us to see life from a very different perspective. And as we develop that perspective, God begins to change us from the inside. He begins to change our mind. And as our mind changes, our actions change. And in all of that, God will always be at work helping us to make wise decisions, helping us to truly have a meaningful and purposeful life. So as we summarize, I would like to just leave you with two truths to think about as we consider the truth of the Bible and how helpful it is in making wise decisions every day. Is that first of all, remember, the Bible always leads us in the right direction. It is God's truth, and it will never fail. I may need to put out a lot of effort to figure it out sometimes, but it will always lead us in the right direction. And then the other truth that I want you to remember is that when we need wisdom, when I need help making a wise decision, I need to turn to the Bible and ask God for help. And when I do, God has promised that He will help us and that He will guide us. Thank you so much for being with me today, and may God bless you.